What's up, guys? Back. Today we're going RKWC's been announced. So we're just go over bracket, how it looks, some stuff like that. Alright, let's get into it. So this is the first round right here. Playoff. We used to do that as single elimination. I don't know if we're still doing that as single elimination. Excuse me. But we'll see. Normally we just start with the lower round one. Okay, yeah, so it is still single elimination right here. So if you're playing on this side right here and you lose, you're out. If you lose right here, you'll go down and play in losers round one. So let's look at it. We got the number 1 seed overall, Cyber Strider. Number 4, Natso. Number 2, me. Number 3, Queen Eating Dragon. And I'm just going to go ahead and say those are my picks for the candidates. Cyber will have a relatively easy path. He'll play either... So if he wins, he'll go right here where he will win. Then he'll beat probably Pengus right here. So he'll play either Natso or Avi to go to the candidates. That's going to be an interesting match. It's going to be probably the best match we have in this first round, Natso versus Avi. But so me, I'll play probably Higitu. Then I'll play Sasara. But he's talking about maybe forfeiting, so we'll see what happens with that. And so that will be to get right here. So I don't really have any hard opponents for the first 3 rounds. QED will play one of these two, same as I'll play one of these two first round. First round will be slight. Second round will also be slight for him. LC Racing is trash. Higitu is better than LC, so he's got some scam line I'll have to look into. Shouldn't be hard though, easy 6-0. But so then QED will play either Sakamati or Ato and Rack. Hopefully Sakamati will still be in by that point. So then to see who goes into candidates will be probably me and Quid right here. Then Cyber against either Nats or Avi. So I'm thinking, if I lose over there, I'm playing one more. So we're going to go over the match between FS and Astrocat. So we start off with the Bishop D4 line, Knight C3, Knight F3, Knight captures F3. Get into some theory that I've developed over the past few years and that it's become pretty popular. Yeah, you got to play either. I mean, there's a few moves right here. Bishop captures D5 is definitely the best. But he plays King E3. That's a blunder because we can just go ahead immediately and take on here. I guess we could also play this. This would also work because the whole idea is if we get into that and you sacrifice, we just go here. That's where we're going to. I beat Avi in this, so. But that's not what happens instead, which is fine. I prefer really capturing right here. We capture back, and then we're going to attack both of these pieces. Yeah, he finds that right here. Really, against this I played captures. Well, because of captures, then I just captured back right here. And if he goes here, we're just into this with the bishops on the diagonal, so there's nothing he can really do. But I also like King F4, just because now that bishop is pinned right there. So he unpins, captures in the wrong sequence. We want to pin the bishop. Also, if you want to take right here, that's fine. If you take right here, we'll take right here and attack your rook. So really either way. But the thing is now, because now it allows knight captures, or no, knight capture, sorry, is the mistake. Because the point is now you capture here, and if you capture back with the queen, the bishop's recapturing. So you got to recapture like this. Then you're going to just lose the rook. But yeah, so he just blunders that, and FS gets into a very easy endgame. Yeah, you have something like this, right? If you need it. Or if he keeps the queen right here, we're just going here, moving the king here. The queen's eventually going there. So, he took a little longer in the endgame, but he just shuffled a little bit, moved the bishop there. Get a nice easy win, game 1. Game 2, we have knight capture c2, rook capture c2, bishop b4, just standard theory. Probably king g3 is the best way to go in this line. I know some people play rook g5, like Abby. But yeah, rook g6, knight c2, king b3, rook c5 here. Yeah, it's just some engine line. I mean, I don't really think that rook c5 is that much of an inaccuracy. I guess there is that, but no one's playing that. Goes ahead and takes the bishop. Yeah, this isn't a great idea because there is, we want to go queen to d1 just so we can take away this diagonal. I mean, he's really doing nothing with that. But instead, we do have knight g4, but capturing, I mean, this isn't as powerful as it looks. I mean, it's still just drawn. And you can even capture there, and this is actually now winning for white. So, but instead he just starts blundering all his pieces. FS with white again. Now we see king b3 instead of bishop b4. We follow with knight c3. This is a good line for people who don't really know what they're doing, because a lot of people don't play queen a4 right here. There's a whole line: queen a4, knight d4, bishop here. Well, no, then we just captured. Oh no, what's the line I was thinking of? Oh, it's this one. And then just that, because this rook is stuck. Anyway, but he captures, and so a lot of people, well, because you play knight c3 because what you're really trying to get into is a line like this that you're more comfortable playing, and so that's why you go for kind of knight c3 off the bat. And so I'm not a fan of that rook capture c2. Queen a4 is definitely the way to go in my opinion. Because rook capture c2, you're getting some bishop d3 ideas, and you have to play queen a5 right here. Your rook's going to be stuck behind your knight after king f4 and knight e4. I mean, that just runs into bishop d3, and I mean, Opening Explorer has white winning most of these games, so it's just not a very comfortable position for black. Needless to say, king b4 is even worse, because, you just get into that same position. So FS just starts taking his pieces. Has a good find right here. This is a common idea when we capture, because the queen also protects this. So, I mean, if we have captures, just captures, you're looking into that, and I mean, this is just completely winning for white. And so that's what I might have just liked taking right there instead. I mean, this doesn't pose any threats. You're not doing anything. The queen's on that diagonal, bishop's on that diagonal. He doesn't go for that. Instead, he has a more complicated endgame, but... Alright, this move was unnecessary. Sorry. You can just play something like this, and then shuffle right there. So it takes a little longer than needed, but ends up still winning. So he's up 3-0 now. Extra cap responds with white with a king g3 spam line. Draw line is going like this because you have captures, and then all this mess. Don't take right there because you'll just lose. Yeah, it's just a straight draw line if you play that knight hg3. So while that is slightly, technically an inaccuracy, the point is you want to bring in all these rooks into the game. This is where he blunders. So now is where you have to, you can't really do anything anymore, so you just got to take the draw. White hasn't blundered. I mean, that's really the thing, in these lines. You just kind of have to wait for white to blunder. Instead, white doesn't blunder and gets into a nice mate 2. We think we have queen g2, but takes right there, and that's all she wrote. So FS still up 3-1. Goes back. See another knight c3 line. He opts for the same line he played last time that he lost in, and yeah, he's getting absolutely demolished. Okay, that's the problem. Can't play that. Got to take right there. White king can't advance. So you're getting ready to play these. And so, the other thing is that we take right here. You can't play this to win because this bishop controls the diagonal. So what you have to play is something like this. And then by that point, we have time to bring our queen down. So, yeah, FS got lucky right there. Probably a little time trouble for the both of them. So FS takes the nice 4-1 win. Astrocat plays knight d4. So FS does. There's a right way to play this. Yeah, you got to play. I mean, knight d4 is not a very commonly played line, so really Rex is the only one who even knows theory in it. But so FS is doing fine. Where does he blunder? Because this is completely winning. Oh, he blunders his queen. Yeah, he's down to no time whatsoever, though, so still shouldn't have needed that much time just to convert that endgame. But nonetheless, he's up 4-2. We go back to the line from last time, except instead of king b4, we have king a4, which might be worse, actually. Ignore that. It's a mouse flip. So, I mean, white is just so much better in this position. And good sequence of finds right there. He was hoping for something like this, which, I mean, you're still losing, but maybe you can scam, but good sequence of taking by FS to go at 5-2. The last game, FS just needs a draw, so they just played this draw line, and they called it good, so FS won that one. And so, yeah, thank you for tuning in. We're going to keep covering the RKWC matches, might do a few streams. We'll stream the Shield on Wednesday, so yeah, thanks for watching.